All right, hello everybody. Welcome. Today I'm going to be interviewing a buddy of mine who does Minecraft Machinimas, because I feel like we don't hear enough of his story behind things. He just kind of makes the movies and then streams some games sometimes if we're bored. But today we're gonna be interviewing, so let's hop in the call and then start asking some questions. All right, hello Draft. How's it going?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear, man. So, today, like I said, I'll be interviewing you. And if there's any questions that you're not comfortable with answering, you just don't have to answer them. You can skip the question if you want to, of course. I can't bend your arm backwards and force you to answer any questions you don't want to.
Okay.
So, let's start off with who you are. Why don't you tell us some things about yourself just to start off?
Um. Well. I like I love music. Um. I like playing video games. Mostly single player games because I like to immerse myself in the story. So, I am pretty big on story, plot, and detail, and lots of um, dense lore. Say.
Right. So you're a very story-based driven kind of person. When there's a good meaty story there, you like to dig in and get yourself a big bite of that ham sandwich.
Exactly.
I can respect that, and I'm sure a lot of people can. So, with that being said, so is that part of why you got into making these kind of machinimas, so to speak? What got you into the realm of making those kinds of videos?
It mostly started with uh, an idea me and a friend had. Funny enough, it started out as a toilet joke.
As
For
you know,
reasons
most things
that,
do.
yeah, for reasons I will kind of explain, but it won't be a TMI situation. But we kind of basically did a real life role play, and we kind of build whatever we wanted. We went as far as making a city and a school, and then when we got the idea of the school, we're like, okay, well, we don't want to just make it any old regular American high school or whatever. We should just do something interesting. We like Harry Potter, right? I get like that. So it started out as a role play where we're just living day to day life as like, oh, we're just here and oh, look, there's a school there. We should probably go. It was it was very, I guess, like childlike. I mean, I was 11 at the time, so yeah, it was very childlike but that's where the idea sparked because I started these characters and these sort of storylines and arcs and things that will things that you'll see in my channel now. That is that to answer that question.
Right. So, is there a specific reason why you kind of chose a like Marvel slash like J.K. Rowling's esque kind of like worlds that you build on? Like, is there any like significant purpose behind like the universes that you build stories upon?
Well, that's a very good question. I think the significant purpose for these muzz, I should say, is no real agenda. I'm not. The purpose is for me to be able to tell these stories because that friend that I had in the past, he would always tell me, "Oh, well, you have to put this on YouTube because this is something that's very engaging, something immersive people could get into." And I took a lot of inspiration from the I forgot his YouTube name, but it was a YouTuber that had done he did first person type machinima of Herobrine,
Mm-hmm.
and that guy the idea for the villain for or Charlie Kowalski, that the entire series. Herobrine was the inspiration for the Monarch, so a lot of inspiration. There was a lot, like, the purpose was to for me to just, because I cared so much about whether it be the superhero realm or we're in the wizarding realm, whatever. I care so much.
Right. So, do you like, is the eventual plan to turn making these Minecraft movies or machinimas into a livelihood? Like, are you like hoping this like your channel's gonna blow up and then you're gonna get a lot of subscribers and then make money off of it? Like, is there an end goal?
Well, you see, there's always an end goal, and then yes, people would love to, dabble in the world of being a content creator and making some dollar off of your content. Me personally, I would love to at least money would be nice. Not gonna lie and sit here and say that it wouldn't be. It would be very nice, but I care more about people seeing what I put out there. Um, like either that being my animation improving, voice actors getting better microphones, just the quality being better and more, and just amping it up every time, whether it be a sequel or not. Every project uh, evolves. I guess I evolve. So yeah,
Right. Always kind of constantly growing and adapting to the new and progressing. Yeah, I can
yeah.
understand that because I have been in a similar point a few times in my channel where like, well, because like before when I used to stream games and stuff, I would just start a stream and be like, hey everybody, here's my intro, blah blah blah, and then I'd get in the stream, and I wouldn't like put up any fancy screens where it's like, hey, the stream is starting or anything, just because I didn't have enough traction. But when you get more and more and more viewers and subscribers and stuff, it like kind of compels you to be like, well, now I gotta actually put in a little bit of effort because now I have a reason to. So I can understand that.
Yeah.
Does
Oh yeah. So go ahead.
does that like does that make you feel any more like stressed out about like making content? Like, do you worry that maybe I don't put out something good enough and then people won't like it? Is that like a concern of yours?
Oh, very much so. Every time, every movie that I put out, I always have that concern. Especially project that I'm coming out with. It is like I said, it part of the Wizarding universe, and I feel like now my channel has gained so much traction because of the SMU, and people only come for that, and I love that, and I respect that, and I don't hate anybody for like, oh, I'm not very much, because people like what they uh but I have noticed that it's kind of stressed me, like, oh no, I don't think I'm putting all this time and effort to something that may not be something, may not live to what I expect.
Right, right. Have you ever considered like trying to put together a like more, how do I say this, more like I don't want to really say professional, to like as in to say what you do isn't to some degree professional, but like a more coordinated team about like how you're going to do things? Or do you plan to like stay more of a solo team and just have help via like voice actors and like people to help like do the characters, like character movements in the like the visual part of it? Are you
Right.
planning to keep like all the editing, VFX, and all that like solely on you, or do you plan to expand and like have a team help you at some point? Is there any plans with that?
So I thought of the idea of doing that, but I just love being engaged with my crew members. So as far as being solo, I'm more. And there's a lot more things I can be engaged with the other crew members, and there's a lot of things that I like visually, like I would want. And sometimes like I like having a team and a group, sometimes I can't explain the things that I want, you know, as far as like visual things or shots or effects, that sort of thing. So I kind of like to keep it solo.
Mm-hmm.
I just it feels more, I feel more accomplished when I do things solo.
Right. It's kind of like a Dark Souls thing where like it took me forever, but I finally climbed over the mountain that was in front of me, and I did it on my own, and that is a immense sense of accomplishment. I understand that. Like
That's
with
a great
my own
example.
channel growth, yeah, I can understand that.
Yep.
Do you ever plan on using anything other than Minecraft to make any of your movies, like animation or maybe stop motion or maybe even another game? Have you ever considered anything like that?
I, there was a point in time where I wanted to do a I forgot, Castle Miners, I think that's what it was called. I wanted to do a Castle Miners movie. It was a long time ago, but shouts out to anyone who knows what that is. Um, but no, you know, at one point I wanted to do a GTA movie, but now that GTA 6 is on its way, it's like, you know what? So I kind of scraped that. Um, no, I think I'm just gonna stick with Minecraft because it's something I'm so comfortable with and I do so well with it. I'm afraid that like if I do something outside of that, I might mess it up.
Right, right. So why the movies and like universes you're doing specifically? Why those movies? I'm curious. Like with the specific characters like Jet Ranger and stuff. Like, do any of these stories that you're doing, besides how Charlie Kowalski started out, are there any others that you're doing that like they have a specific way they started out, or like a specific inspiration they came from, or anything?
Well, funny enough, a lot of them had different names. Or I think maybe Captain Mayhem and Jet. I think those names stayed the same. I believe Titanium Man was the same as well. Nighthawk was never the same. He had a different name in the past. The name was Laser. He had actual superpowers. That was a different version that we were going for, but sticks, some of it doesn't, and that was one of the ones that didn't stick with me, and I didn't like it was and so I pretty much revamped the entire character. Uh, One of my favorite heroes, Batman. I think that what I've done so far with the character is pretty cool, but yeah, other I guess iterations. Those are the only ones I remember as far as them having that origin. Only I think, yeah.
Right. Um, Now, this is a completely optional question because there might be one of them that watch and be like, "Well, that's not very nice." But do you have any like favorite like VAs, voice actors that you have? Like, are there any of them that like you like over the others for like work they do, or are you just kind of like in the middle, or like, do you have a favorite or favorites perhaps?
Uh, my favorite, yeah. So when we started out, yeah, when we started out doing the first CK movie, at the time had to have been you, like, you know, the first time you came around. Yeah, it had to, because you could do, and nobody else could do the other accents, and I'm like, okay, like this is like our guy right here. And
Right.
then I guess later on, Craven, I think Craven has done an excellent job playing different like types of heroes, villains, and like I think he's done a great job. Pretty much the same as you. You guys are like on par for me,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, you know, because you guys play villains and heroes pretty damn well. Um, and then you know, I really don't like to favoritize at all. I think everyone's great right now. You know, it's just at that the beginning stages. You know, not everyone knew what they were doing. I understood that, but I think you know everyone does it right now, and they've gotten used to. One really deserves their flowers. So on that one. So yeah.
Right. Which voice actors out of all the ones that you have at your quote unquote disposal, which ones of them have like stuck around the longest, like the reliable ones?
So obviously we have you, and then Shoto. We have Destro that's been around, Nightmare, and then we have Doctor that's still around. Um, yeah, there's that, and I think I think that's everybody, and Bond too. Yeah, you guys have stuck around for the longest. Ever since we started the CK movie, you guys have stuck around the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah.
how did you come across finding those people?
PlayStation community page. Back when PlayStation actually was fun. No offense, but yeah, when they had the community, it would have like different games you play with, join a game session with, you know, little stuff like that. I'm kind of bored, and yeah, that's kind of how.
You cut out a little bit. What was that last part?
So yeah, I guess yeah, I would just go there, make friends, and see if I needed help with recordings because I did, but I was also lonely, so I needed. I put I think I put a post on the community page. Oh, you know, I'm doing like this RP thing.
Right.
Maybe talk about recording voices for my YouTube channel, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you got a YouTube channel." Yeah, I remember those days. So yeah.
Right. Do you plan to expand and like do any other movies or like try to do any other kinds of like universes or anything like in the future that you haven't done yet? Like some other superheroes, or are you just gonna focus on the stories you have right now?
That is a all of the above question because that is yes. Because it's I have. Well, the only thing I would say no to is another universe because visiting universe and the SM two big enough universes that they could keep going, and I think that's enough channel. But I do have other projects. Wizarding. I have a western. I have a mystery movie about like uh, a man set sail on a ship to look for a fallen angel that you know pretty much has his disciples come to the sea. So kind of like some Lovecraft stuff that I want to do. There's a serial killer movie to do, kind of like based off and like Friday the 13th. I want to dabble in horror. I want to do a lot of stuff, honestly. So, yeah, that question, yeah.
Right, right. What about like something like Lord of the Rings esque? Do you plan on doing like anything kind of like that, or are you trying to stick more like medieval, not medieval, but modern and western-ish?
Would be great. I would like to do a Lord of the Rings, um, Game of Thrones type. I would love to do something. It would be much easier to do, especially on the program that I use. You know, I've never have some ideas of some type of medieval universe, but we're just gonna stick with either you know Charlie Kowalski and the SMU.
Right. Right. Um, let's see here. What do you think of like how your current channel is growing and progressing? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you have like any concerns or like, are you worried that like it's not going fast enough or like anything like that?
I think fine. It's just it usually happens only when I'm uploading. I start to gain more traction, but I think it's fine. We're really grateful that it made it to 209, soon to be 240. I'm just I'm able to genuinely capture people's my vision and stuff like that, because that's really what I care about, is showing people what I can be telling them, that sort. So yeah.
Right. Um, are you like hopeful for the future of your channel? Like, do you have like any like goals like to reach like 10,000 subscribers, a million subscribers, or like what kind of goals do you have for your channel?
I soon hope 500 subscribers. I would love to have five.
Hmm. Do you plan or like want to become like a popular channel?
Oh no, I don't. If I'm not, I'm not. You just care about putting the stories out there. I'm not for reaching a million subscribers. I'm not looking forward to reaching 100K. I'm not really looking for that. I'm just looking to put out.
Right. Putting out stuff that like you can be proud of and that like you can say I did good kinds of things. I understand that.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's about all the questions. Although there's a lot of people that like they'll see a movie on Minecraft or like they'll see YouTubers and they don't ever really get into like the softwares or anything they use when they get into these interviews. And a lot of people always try to ask, but those comments always seem to like sink to the bottom and never get touched. So, why don't you share some of like the softwares and things you use to like record and like edit and things like that?
Yeah, I'm actually doing a scene, last few scenes of Charlie Kowalski in Minimator. Minimator is a free program that to where you can pretty much in Minecraft, like as if you were playing the game. You would just have to your world from your PC, and then choose any skin that you like from your desktop or download folder or whatever you use, and pretty much had as many like avatars as different skins, so you can make the whole army if you like. You can make a whole zombie apocalypse. You can make all these different things, and it's amazing, and I love using it. As far as some of the effects in mine, for some like Jet Ranger Arena, and some for Nighthawk, the Nighthawk series, and I Intro Dash. I'm pretty sure. Use Adobe After Effects for some of the VFX. Need that stuff that I all that together. Use to pretty much put all the scenes together and edit. Put all the sound effects, the voices through Audacity or Vegas, whichever one, so just to get that crisp, like, so you could actor, and I could make loud as I need to while they're talking and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the process of going through all that.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
besides that, is there like anything else that like you want to share or like you want to talk about, like about your
One
channel
thing I
or
would
anything
love.
else?
Oh, this is very simple. Go watch Charlie Kowalski, The Unrevealed Secrets. I don't know when it's coming out, but subscribe. It's coming out very soon.
And for everyone, there is going to be a link in the description going to his channel. I'll put it at the top of the description so you can find it easily, or if you just want to look it up normally, it's Rogue Bros Productions. He makes Minecraft Machinima type movies in these own little universes that he created that have some inspiration from stuff like Marvel and like Harry Potter, but they have their own flavor to them in a unique way. I am one of the voice actors of them, so if you hear a voice in his movies that sounds like mine, that's probably because it's me. But besides that, everybody goes give a subscribe to Draft here. He's a good dude. Thank you all for watching, and thank you, Draft, for participating in this interview with a brainless YouTuber like me.
Thanks for having me, Brainless. You.
But of course. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. See y'all next time, and don't forget.